Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. Listen, Farker already made it official an hour or so ago, but now it has been made official by the football club. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has signed a 3-year deal with Leeds United. Joins after departing fellow Premier League club Everton. Attacker, top-level attacker, would you say? Yeah, I think so. 57 goals in 239 Premier League appearances. Has led the line for a number of years now for Everton. Obviously has played for England, played 11 times, got 4 goals, which isn't a bad return, actually, in 11 games. 3 years is bold, says Sam. I think that's decent. 3 years at a 28-year-old, I think that's a good... What was he expecting, a year or two? I don't know. But yeah, listen, I'm happy. Daniel Farker's happy. He's not said we're done yet. We still want some more. You've heard from me loads of times today, though. So I thought I would bring on my best buddy, Mr. Jack City. So, yes, Jack, how are you feeling on Calvert-Lewin? Obviously, I called you last Sunday. I said it's going to happen. We had a little brief chat then. What are your thoughts now it's official, bro?
I'm excited about it, Joe, to be fair. Yeah. There were some rumblings about it a couple of months ago, weren't there? When we'd gone up, it was like potential of it. And I must say, I wasn't overly, because I didn't know where we were going to go. But then as the wind has gone on, I just think, why not? It's coming on a free, aren't they? Loads of Premier League experience. The injury thing's an issue, but I don't think it's as much of an issue as potentially he's been made out.
Yeah.
He's always played plenty of games. He got 19 starts, didn't he, last year, 26 appearances. So I know if you get 19 starts out of him this season, is that enough?
Yeah, no, of course.
I think they're going to share it. So if we get 19 starts out of him, I'd be well up for that.
Yeah. And the good thing is as well, they've got his registration through, so he can play on Monday now as well. I don't know if you've seen that. Farker was asked after the presser, and he said, "Yeah, good to go." So that's happy days. Look at this here from Danny B. He said, "I thought the gaffer was your best buddy, for fuck's sake." Big up Danny B, the one and only GOAT manager next to Farker and Bielsa, the Yorkshire Roses. But yeah, mate, play on Monday. How good would it be for him to come off the bench and get the winner, man? It's just fucking...
Harrison on the assist.
Oh, I said that, yeah. Cross.
Big header, back post. He's a big target man, isn't he? And to be fair, if we are going to be whipping balls in a little bit more, he does add that. He does have that presence, doesn't he, in box, which I know Metcher looks like a strong lad who can get about a bit, but he's not. I feel like we've got a bit of everything with each striker now. So, and games do vary, don't they? Obviously in Prem, and we're going to need sometimes just delivering balls into box and get big Calvert-Lewin on end of it. And he's not just that, I know he's great on ball and stuff. I think if you can get him fully fit, I said to you the other day, didn't I, Joe? I don't think Farker will be any mad rush to get him in there. It's not like,
He said in the presser, bro, he said, we'll take our time getting him up to speed.
Yeah, just keep him fit. And there's no need to rush him back. And then if there's any sort of niggle, he comes out the side, doesn't he? We don't risk him. It's not like we're really reliant on him. Well, he wasn't here yesterday. I know he probably was in the background, but so we can't, we're going into Monday with just an extra striker out with basically that we've never anticipated we were having. So
yeah, exactly. I put a poll up, mate. It'll still run, so if you haven't voted in the poll, folks, make sure you do in the chat. How many goals will DCL get? 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, or 15 plus? How much impact do you see him having, mate? Where do you land on that?
He's only got more than 10 twice, hasn't he, I think.
Right, okay. And that'd have been under Ancelotti, I bet.
Yeah, when he were excellent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But he does always pick up 3 or 4, even when he has his alleged injury issues. So I think if he gets between 5 and 10 out of 19, 20 starts or 20 odd appearances, I think that'd be a really good season for him, to be honest. I know sounds like wildly low numbers for a centre forward, but if they all get 5 and 10, we've got between them, we've got a top striker, haven't we? We've got
100%. So, it's funny because, everyone's like, you need a 20 goal a season, man, and all this sort of stuff, but it's so hard to score goals in the Premier League.
Yeah.
I was actually on YouTube this morning, and Akim Fenwer and what was the guy at Watford, man? It's the striker at Watford, bit of a bell pipe, works for TalkSport. Troy Deeney, and they were on a podcast together. And Troy Deeney says, look, I always back myself. And he said, first game we played Manchester City, I've gone into John Stones. He said, you know, let him know how we're there. He'd just been bought for 50 million or whatever. And he said, like, oh, I can compete here. And then he said, just watching it were pop, 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 pop. He said, we couldn't get near him. They ended up drawing the game 2-2, but he said, like, the Premier League is just a totally different beast. So if you can get a striker that scores 10 goals, you're doing well for me. Do you know what I mean? Because it is a hard division to do it in. And what I'm most excited about, Jack, is he's dealt with these centre-backs. So he's come up against a Van Dijk loads of times. He's come up against, you know, a load of these centre-backs on a regular basis. It's new to Pirro. It's new to Mecha, this league. Whereas he's aware that, you know what? He's not good on this side. And, you know, all them little intricacies that he might know will help us, man. I'm glad we've got a Premier League proven number 9. And I think if he's fit, like if he's fit, right, and scoring, he doesn't come at Leeds United. That's the facts. So,
with him wanting to push into the first team as well, Joe, it brings everything up in training, doesn't it? So centre-backs have to be ready. You know, we don't now already sort of rode on his step up and stuff. Beale's new here. Do you know what I mean? Stuart's obviously done a little bit in Prem. So he's going to be, they're up against a Premier League centre-forward that had he been fit, like you say, probably stays at Everton.
Yeah.
So they'd have faced him that year anyway. So at least he brings that to training in a sense. And that, like you say, with the other strikers, you are passing knowledge on. He's never really been out the Premier League. He's a Premier League striker. I mean, he was a real prospect when he was younger. I know.
100% he was.
But he's still not old. He's 28.
Yeah,
he should really be getting into the prime of his life.
It's prime, innit? Prime for a striker. Prime for a striker. And for me, mate, one thing I'll back the club on, Daniel Farke's fitness regime works a treat. You know, I've heard, who's the striker who was on from? Matty Jarvis was at Wolves and then went to Norwich at the end of his career. He said, we were still doing double, triple sessions up to the, you know, first kickoff. He said we were fit. Like, what's one thing I'll say for Farke, and that's what he was saying at the time. And I've heard it said before, man. He don't mess about. Now, Bielsa was known for the fitness, but sometimes they were breaking down. What I will say is, Farke, it's not the case. Do you know what I mean? Because we're seeing Ampadu, etc., coming back from injury early. But Byron being able to get through it. Solomon, who was injured all, you know, for a year. Boom. So I think there's a chance that he gets Calvert-Lewin, like Don Hassam says here, big up Don Hassam, Calvertano, Louisiana or whatever. Yeah, but this is where we could get to. But one thing DCL said in his interview was that he spoke to Farke, and Farke used to be a striker, and he said he really thinks he can improve his game, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like the way Farke is in general. Anyway, you were on about his man management, weren't you, earlier, Joe, just in press conference about Gray and stuff.
Look at how we deal with Harry Gray.
He's brilliant.
Just shut it down. I'm never speaking about him again until he's in the team, and I thought, get in. Do you know what I mean?
He's brilliant. Because he's made a few comments about him last year, didn't he? Saying he's a bit giddy, and it's a bit like, but you know, and some people had a bit of a go at that, like he's trying to sort of get the personality out of him a little bit. But it's not that. You just need a little bit of control, doesn't it? And it's like, I am the man. Do you know what I mean? To listen to, like, go with me with it, because it's not really about the level Farke played at. Because I've seen an interview with Farke when at the level he played at, and he was saying he always backed himself. He always feel like he could pick a goal up and stuff. So you know. You just really want a relationship, don't you, with manager? When you're coming in, you think, well, whatever he said to me, if it makes sense, I want to go play for him. You're not bothered about his footballing ability, are you? You're bothered about what he thinks of you, and like what you think you're going to get from him. So, and I do think, you know, he's guaranteed, if he's fit, he's guaranteed game time. There's no doubt about that, is there? So,
100%, man. Like, for me, people might disagree, but he comes in a fit. Calvert-Lewin's our best striker that we've got at the football club.
And what's mint about it, Joe, is watching highlight reel. It's all, like you've just said, against players that we all know. It's all Premier League stuff. It's not like there's no mystical thing with it, is there? Like, like, can he do it? Like, no, we're saying if he can get to some fitness, he can definitely do it in this league. So
some of the goals,
exciting, man.
I don't know about you, right? But what I'd said is, like, I remember Bamford when he scored that hat-trick against Villa, and it was special the way that he stroked the ball and he twisted up Mings, and I was like, wow, I've not seen this from Pat, and we very rarely saw that. If you look at the compilations of Calvert-Lewin, he's doing that regularly. Do you know what I mean? Against Premier League opposition. So if we can, like you've mentioned, get him anywhere close to what he was like under Ancelotti, we're laughing, man. We're laughing.
And it doesn't really matter if we can't. That's kind of the whole thing with it. It's not like we've shit or bust with him and like really gone for it and just thought, well, it's a bit of a risk, but this could be the case. I mean, people are moaning about potential wages that he's on, but he'll have taken a pay cut, won't he? Not that matters either, but he's not going to be on silly wages.
At the end of the day, man, apparently he wanted 150 at Everton. Since then, he's not got a move. He's sacked his agent, and now he's at Leeds United. So I dare say them demands have come down. Leeds United are not paying anybody 150 grand a week. I know that for a fact. You know what I mean? It's not happening.
He might have got a sweetener. There might be some bonuses in there, and stuff like that. Where you say, well, if you're playing, you go bonuses through the roof, and come and make difference in games, which you'll want to do anyway, won't it? That's the thing. And I saw that interview with him. I mean, that's actually gone a bit viral, hasn't it? Where he's talking about his injuries and stuff, and how how it got him down and that. And I think everybody's sort of gone along with it a little bit more and got behind him a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't understand why anybody wouldn't at this point. Anybody that comes in, it's just
because people are dickheads, basically.
Well, it's madness, though, isn't it? What's the point? Like, is it not an exciting signing? We were going, nothing were happening. And then when I heard about Calvert-Lewin, I was like, right, okay. And then when it became, as soon as it becomes real, it's like, let's have a look at the positive side of this, genuinely, because there is positives. And if, like we've said to hundreds of times, Joe, if 15 games in, he just can't get fit, or he's never been at it, or he doesn't look like he fancies it, we will all say he doesn't look like he fancies it. But right now, we're hoping he fancies it, and we'll have a look at him. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what's a great comparison as well? Potentially, I think it might have been Danny, but I've just pulled up Premier League stats from last season just to see what kind of strikers scored 10 goals last season, there or thereabouts. But a great example is Danny Welbeck at Brighton. Welbeck was at Manchester United, went to Arsenal. Brighton took a punt on him, and look at him. He will start for Brighton and has started for Brighton for the last few seasons, and he got 10 goals last season. I would argue, if he didn't have his injuries, you could easily compare the two potentially. You know what I mean? So if we can get something like that from him, it's a great return. I mean, Nicholas Jackson got 10, Evan Nilsson got 10 at Bournemouth. It's difficult. Everyone else, mate, those that got more, they're all wide forwards, apart from like Chris Wood, Watkins. It's all like, and Haaland, you've got Salah and Buemo, Palmer. Do you know what I mean? Bowen, Diaz. They're all like wide forwards, the majority of them.
Playing for top teams as well.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to get hatfuls of goals out there, so.
Yeah. Have you seen DCL video? He wants to be a player again. Well, yeah, of course he does, man. And do you know what I like as well? He's Yorkshire boy.
Yeah, man.
He's back home. You know what I mean? He's back home. It's right though, man. Yorkshire boy.
Yeah. He'll know plenty up this way, and he does have a relationship with Harrison, doesn't he? In that highlight reel, Harrison's on a couple of assists. I don't know if anybody's noticed. Only in and around box, but shoot me.
And again, the manager was speaking on Harrison as well, saying he's done nothing but impress his teammates and the coaching staff. So
he's here, isn't he? We've said this as well. He's here to stay. So.
Side note, official release of squad numbers. I'm not too sure when that is, but I tell you what, I did speak to Danny, and Danny made a good point. It'll be interesting to see which number he takes. You know what I mean? Because if he takes the 9, which is available, that's that might be, he's going to be the main guy kind of vibe. We'll have to wait and see. But where do you stand on there being another attacker? Because Farke didn't shut it down. No. He said, we still want more. Would you like another striker, or is it a case of we go with these 3 and bring in some players around them?
I keep flip-flopping between it, man. I can't, whoever we get linked with, I kind of just go with that, and then I go like, right, centre forward, and then it's a winger that we get linked with, and I think, let's get the winger in. Actually, I wanted both. I mean, some people want the 2 wingers in. So to be fair, so it just depends on the player that comes up, Joe. I mean, I enjoy the fact that Farke said he don't want loads up top. He don't want 6 there. But, ultimately, we've lost Bamford, lost Joseph. I know Joffrey we're never going to get anywhere near anyway, but, we haven't lost them players. He's decided to move on, or Joseph's done one or whatever. He's gone enough and done. But so we needed reinforcements anyway, didn't we, before we lost them? So before they were no longer needed. So I'd take another centre forward. It just depends who he is, really. But 4, I don't think 4 is too many. Not with the injury. Metcha's notorious for it, isn't he? We're not sure what level Peru Paraprizli is going to be like, and then obviously Calvert-Lewin's injury prone allegedly as well. So you'd take another one in. But I really would like a top winger, a really exciting winger now at this point.
Yeah, same. Okafor's been mentioned, a few others, but like I say, it is a case of we shall wait and see. The money's there.
Well, it is now as well. That's why I think it's a handy transfer. It sort of frees up. Well, it don't free up the money because the money we were willing to put it down anyway for a striker as well. So it sort of frees us up to potentially go out and get two wingers, or.
And Farke will be saying this, Farke will be saying this.
It's like that money was there. You was willing to spend 100%. It, and we've not had to spend it. And I've got DCL in.
Yeah, and what I will say as well, Farke protects them. Like he'll be pissed behind the scenes. He'll have wanted a winger and that. He's wanted it for weeks, but he very much, no, I've got confidence. You know what I mean? So. I
think he's quite good with it, Joe, when he speaks. Yeah. I think he sort of makes little tiny sort of gestures towards the dig, but he don't go full like Mourinho, like too over the top with it, like really kicking off or moaning. But there's always like an undertone where you think he's just letting everybody know subtly, if you actually read in between the lines a little bit with him, he's very, very serious bloke. Do you know what I mean? He will be like, say, get me these players in. I need these players in. He's just not going to rip it up if we don't get them in. Because equally, if they're not coming in, it's not a good reflection on him if he's just throwing toys out of prom, is it? No. So because we do need calmness, don't we, in these moments? That is for certain. It's not going to be the most enthralling season. It might be, but it's going to be really difficult at times. And I don't want somebody that gets 5 or 6 games in and then just starts moaning about the pre-season transfer market that we've had, and he's just saying, "Well, what did you? I've been asking for a winger and I never got it." Giving it all full, but I don't want that. So I'd rather just, let's get stuck into the season. I think,
of course,
right now, I think we've had a good transfer market, and I think a couple of a winger now, top winger, I think really pushes us to.
I looked from midfield backwards. It's quality.
I think so.
The midfield three and the options we have in Gruev and Longstaff, or Tanaka, whoever he goes with, I think he'll definitely go with Stack and Ampadu, and then it's a toss-up between Tanaka and Longstaff for me. But when you've got Gruev in there as well, Aronson as well has looked good in pre-season. He can play it, but I think he'll probably play off the right. The wingers is where we need work. Of course it is. But the back four, again, solid, and especially if James Justin is coming in, and I believe, that looks like it could be a mover, and then that's again, it's okay. It doesn't set the world alight. The back four, the midfield three, I'm proper happy with. I'm saying, you're solid. Back four, we don't know and be all Strauch obviously hit and miss, so look, it is what it is, and but we need James Justin in the door, and hopefully Bogle's fit. But I think the defense can get by. And then obviously we just need some wingers. We need some extra quality behind the striker.
I think the midfield three will help the defense though, Joe, because they're all that way inclined. They're all mobile, they can all get about and they look like they can fly into a tackle and stuff. So it's not they're not just ball players or trying to get forward. They're not all going one way themselves. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully they'll add a bit of stability they will add stability in middle, but just defensively when we're all behind the ball. Stack could be a big centre-back, couldn't he, for the size of him? True. Do you know what I mean? And Ampadu has played centre-back to a very decent level. So, hopefully that's sort of the reinforcement that we'll need. And if Bogle goes charging off, which he's liable to, which you want him to,
of course you do.
The centre-midders, they'll cover, won't they, and stuff. And Gruev coming in, he's really defensive-minded. So if we need to just shore it up, we are in a good position. We're in a good place. Obviously, new keeper. He's another massive man, isn't he? Hopefully he can catch a ball from a corner, which is all we're asking.
Yeah, that's all.
Do you know what I mean?
Goalkeeper to save shots. That's all we want.
Well, not even you don't even have to. I'm not even worried about the shots at this point. Just all that's going over at bar, leave. Anything that gets crossed in, catch. Do you know what I mean? And then it just save odd shot. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to be pulling worldies out. They don't have to be top corners. It just them ones can go in. I don't want to see a brilliant save every 4 games and then drop one in. You know what I mean? I'd rather the goal go in and you not put one in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's true, man. How you feeling there the Monday?
I can't wait, man. I swear, I was watching your video earlier, and you were just on about Ellen Road. Now I started to bubble.
Check this. Jack and his brother were supposed to do the same, and they didn't. Evo says, here you go, Joe, towards your weekend. After you saying about DCL made me put on DCL to sign to Leeds, won the bet. Happy days. Jack was supposed to do the same, but he bottled it. Him and his brother bottled it. I mean, I didn't put any money on it either, so I can't really say, but yeah. I hope you were compensated handsomely, Evo, and thanks for the $5, brother. Go on, mate. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, yeah, I was just watching your video earlier, and I think you only spoke about Ellen Road for a minute, but there's a thing. Premier League football, like I hadn't seen it for a long time at Ellen Road, like just in my life. Do you know what I mean? So obviously we were locked down, only managed to get to like 1 or 2 games when we could get into the ground before that. So it were like, and it were like into about mid-season, I think, when we went to, I think it was Brentford or something. So for it to go to the opening day, do you know what I mean, of Ellen Road on a Monday night, because I'm buzzing it's Monday night. A few people have moaned about that, like wanted like Saturday game where you can get on it or whatever. But
man, quality
Monday nights, man, under lights, as they say. But it is, I cannot wait. Because I'm normally like 30 seconds before the game, I come charging out I down a pint or whatever and come charging out at the thing to go watch game. But I'm going to be out. I'm going to be watching them warm up, full job lots going by me. Like, I can't wait. I'm going to be like a 14-year-old kid again, man.
And I know you love your ale, mate. So for you to be doing that, fair enough.
I'll just start earlier. I've took Monday off. I've
just take a flask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can't wait, man.
I bet you can't. Christopher Spofford, Chapel legend, as always, mate. Thank you for gifting the memberships. Big up to Eddie, who's just welcomed us as well. Yeah, I think Monday night under the lights helps Leeds United. It's a showpiece. All eyes will be on it. Under the lights, Ellen Road. Yeah, Everton best show up because the crowd will be baying. You know what I mean? So I can't wait for it as well.
We're not getting lost in anything. I know it's selfish on my behalf, but we get to sort of watch the Premier League, and then we're in the Premier League on the Monday. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I'll watch all the games all weekend, knowing with the last game on, like, do you know what I mean? It's like it's our go time now. Like, see where we're at. So you sort of it's like we get to assess. It's like I feel like we're boxing in there, assessing the first few rounds. Do you know what I mean? What teams have got what, and then we're just turning up on Monday night to show everybody what's good. I can't wait, man. Honestly, I'm buzzing.
I love this from David. Have you been telling him about your motor as well?
Oh, mine's brown bread, man.
Oh, man. It's doing my tits, and honestly. But I'm covered. It's just I'm not email, and it's pissing me off. So every time I phone them, you can't speak to the department. They went, well, we'll send an email. They'll phone you back. Do you know what I mean? It's annoying me. How are you feeling about the Premier League then? It's back tonight, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm genuinely, after this, going to go for a nap because all I've done is work and then get back up for that game tonight, Liverpool-Bournemouth. Actually, forget that. Here's a question for you. Who are you most looking forward to coming to Ellen Road as an opposition player?
What, as a player or a team?
Team and player.
Yeah. You can't... I can't get away from Man United. There's no two ways about it. Is there? Like, once they get to Ellen Road,
you know that, mate, yeah? I know this sounds mad because we ended up losing the game, but people who were there will tell you when we were 2-0 down, and then Rafinha and Rodrigo scored 2 goals in about 2 minutes. Yeah. Oh my God, that feeling of elation that I felt in that moment, if I could bottle that, it would be amazing. Like, I nearly got crushed to death in that, but genuinely, yeah. And I know we lost the game, so it's a bit tin pot. But them 2 minutes, man, were just.
Yeah, it's the fashion. It was Bielsa, wasn't it?
That's what was it. 5-2? Sorry, 5-2. But yeah, in that moment, bang, and then Rafinha, bang, and I was like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It was wild. Just unreal, man.
Yeah, it's the rapid nature of it, and like I said, the Bielsa effect in it, where you just never feel like you're out at game, and then.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, 2 minutes later, it's 2-2 against Man United, and you're like, what has just gone on here? It was like a whirlwind, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was 4-2. I thought it was. Sorry, go on, mate.
No, you're all right. I wasn't really going to say it. Just
but Man United coming to Ellen Road, you buzzing for.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I'm not particularly not over enamoured with any of the players or all. It's just.
Are you like me, bro? Because where you stand, it's right next to corner flag, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when players, I would don't. Fuck you, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like that? Because that's me, man.
It depends, right? I'm really weird, apparently, in general, if you go on Twitter. But while I'm at the game, I sometimes text me about like second half. Everybody's getting really radgy at players and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'm all right. I'm feeling. And then it gets hold of me, man. And then my head's gone. And as everybody else has like simmered, I'll lose it over like something meaningless. And it's like, well, you lot have all been winding me up. I've been like pretty chilled about it. And then I'm like, nobody's saying out. And I'm like, have you seen this? And I'm going at liner and lot. And I'm like, what am I doing here? Head's gone. So yeah, but it's mint when they're taking corners and stuff, man. It's genuinely funny. I love the sea. It's mint. It's a mint place.
I remember Trent was saying, "You're just a shit guy, Walker." Ball came in, they scored from corner, and he just went. I was like, "Oh, fuck off. You couldn't help it, man. You know what I mean?"
Yeah, you don't mind it though, do you?
No,
do you know what I mean? You're only having a bit of that, and then it's like, yeah, you also, even if you're a shit Kyle Walker, he's still pretty good.
Yeah, exactly.
I know you don't rate Kyle Walker, never have.
I did, not now. So Man United, yeah. What about from a viewing perspective? Not because it's Man United, you hate them and want to beat them. What about like a City or an Arsenal or whatever?
Yeah, I remember one of my biggest memories.
Liverpool under Slot, different.
Yeah, you don't want to get beat, obviously, but I actually think, but seeing them players when they are up against it a bit, when you are playing well and you're putting in a good performance, that is elating, isn't it? When the top teams are here, like you say, like Arsenal. One of my biggest memories with my dad, we saw Arsenal when it were Henry and Perez and all them lot, and they were just, you view the game completely different when you're at it as well, don't you? Can't help, but it's amazing. Do you know what I mean? But I saw like Real Madrid and stuff, Carlos and that went Champions League. So I've seen some mental players in it. Sometimes you are like, Arsenal just beat us down.
You can sort of appreciate and go, do you know what? We're getting beat 2-0, but that's fucking mint, that. Do you know what I mean?
Top side.
What he's just done, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think you appreciate it more when you're at the game in that sense. And I can watch a game better on the telly. I have a better understanding of it. But when you get in, when you can actually see that lads are putting it in and they're just getting beat, they're just not at that level. Do you know what I mean? When you're at the game, it's really like humbling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
but yeah,
about,
Man City, Haaland. Yeah, Haaland. It would have been De Bruyne. I'd have loved to have seen De Bruyne alive, to be honest. All new signings. It'd be good to see what that Gyökeres is like up top for Arsenal. So just seeing how sort of aggressive they are and how what they're about. Salah, obviously. I mean, just all the top players, Joe. It's just meant when they have a quiet day. That's the best thing. And you go, you've not been at it today, have you, lad? Like Bogel's got you. I mean, not with Salah, but on the other side. But does Salah play from right or left? From right.
Right.
Yeah, so it won't be. Yeah. So
but it's one of them, innit? Like where they try something and it don't come off, and you're like,
yeah, I know. Yeah, I told you, I knew we'd have better of him. And it's like, hang on, man. There's 89 minutes to go here, and then he ends up with 3 goals, doesn't he, or something? But yeah, so just all top players, you just can't get away from it. And yeah. But like your Crystal Palaces and stuff, I always seem to bang on about Crystal Palace for some reason. But just when there's so much jeopardy in them games where you're like, I know they're a decent side, it's like, but we need to be you need to be trying to pick up points everywhere, don't you? And it's like, there is not a game that isn't exciting or massive, or do you know what I mean? They're all huge games. Burnley, Sunderland coming back is like, it's mad, isn't it? Burnley's going to be mental atmosphere in there. They beat us as well at home last year. So
yes, they did.
Well, we can't be having that again. That is for sure. So
look at this for a banger, by the way. Helen's just tagged me in this. That is some shirt, that boy. Isn't it?
It's just all about kit. That's all. It's just if he's got a nice shirt on, then welcome to the club, isn't it?
It's a banger, though. It's a banger. Yeah, it's nice that. Yeah. So, give us. How do you think it's going to go Monday night, mate?
I'm really hopeful we'll win. Obviously, I can't help myself. I think it'll be a really tough game. I think Moyes, if there's one thing about him, is he knows what day it is, doesn't he? And he knows what Premier League's like more than anybody, doesn't he? So, and he can identify a weakness. And if Schmidt's playing right back, I do fear that it'll just be all down that side, and it'll just be, in an attempt to tear it up, really. So, but I am confident, Joe. I'm not going to go into any game not being. What's the point? So,
no, exactly. You're right. Yeah,
it's going to be difficult. The season's going to be difficult. Everybody's saying I'm being naive about it. I'm having a bit of fun with finishing 10th. But I do think if you're not aiming for 10th, that's my only point with it. If you're not aiming for 10th, you're not staying up. I think you have to have aspirations to be a Premier League side. You can't just go, 17th's good. It's like, I will obviously take 17th, but
you want
if
more
you're
than
aiming
that.
for that, I think you're off down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true. I love this. I love it's getting called Badger TV. Badger TV.
Badger.
A lot of love for Jack, and it's about time as well because he's a top dude and a top guy. Contrary to reports on social media. Yeah, it's mad. Yeah. Yeah, look, man. I think that's it, Jack. I think we're done, mate. 31 minutes. How many goals will DCL get? 53% of people say 5 to 10. 4% say 15 plus. I mean, if he gets 15 plus, he's in England squad. 10. No, it's a shout, all right.
Yeah, of course, man. Yeah.
He's a different profile. 19% 10 to 15, and 24% say 0 to 5. Yeah. Exactly, Luke. You're right. It's a game, X. It's just a game. It's not real life. It is what it is, man. It's all love for the love. Admittedly, I do block people, but it's like, because you're fucking calling me names, man. Like, there's no need for it. And I'd rather my ex experience not include you. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, that's why you should sign up to Finalysis, by the way. Finalysis, the app, should be out and login and stuff soon. So make sure you get signed up to that. Make sure you get a match bingo card for tonight. Football prizes are coming back on board soon as well. So that's happy days. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Jack, have you got anything coming out before the game?
I'll just be doing a couple of shit vids, Joe, over the weekend, yeah, and then I'll do a bit, not just a bit of a preview on the Monday daytime. I'm going to try and get a bit of footage. I always forget when I go to games because I get a bit carried away, you know, just in general. But I'm going to try and get a bit of pre-match stuff, and you know, I just feel like it spoils my time there a little bit when I'm constantly thinking about like, getting the phone out and that, and you know.
Do you know what? Well, when I used to go to games, Jack, I did it once at Newcastle. A lot of it as well is like, oh my God, I get a bit embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like other people there, I'm there to, like you say, as you can imagine, my emotions on here, I think at the football, I'm fucking in. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm, you know, as they're coming out and that, it's like I'm in tunnel. I'm going, right, come on now. I'm like gearing myself up before games as though I'm playing, man. So
the walk up from the bar, Joe, up the steps.
Like coming out on pitch.
It's mental because I'm always quite late. Like, say I've only got a minute left, and I'm like running up, and I'm like, right, here we go. Then
here we go.
What are we on about here? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm coming out to marching on together or something. Crazy.
It is true, isn't it? People say Joe B's on. I can't find him because I would do a redirect. Let me just have a look, see if I can do a redirect for him. But yeah, honestly, mate, it's funny. I'm like go to Sean and that. I'll say, right, come on now, son, let's have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, mad times. Someone said Joe B's on. He's not. I don't see nothing scheduled anyway. No, he isn't. Fact knows.
What do you reckon Monday, Joe?
I've said 2-0 for a while, although my opinion has changed slightly. The reason my opinion's changed slightly is because of the acquisitions that they've brought in. Admittedly, you know, I'm not saying that but I just think the three behind the striker now is a lot stronger.
Yeah, they've sorted it out, haven't they?
Yeah, Dewsbury Hall, Grealish, and Jai moves to the right, and then maybe Beto or Thierry Barry. Idrissa Gana Gueye's experienced Premier League operator. He'll be tough in midfield. I think what I get confidence from is the left back issue. I think Mikalenko's out, so there's talks about Dwight McNeil playing there. So hopefully James, man, if we can get him in transition, he should cause him problems.
Same with Bogle.
Yeah,
if
exactly.
Back, it's them two going forward are awesome. Yeah. Carrying ball forward.
100%. And Jared Branthwaite's out as well. Jared Branthwaite's out, so that's a positive. Moyes was not happy in his presser, was he? He said, I will find out who's leaked that information.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he went in a little bit, yeah, so he's not happy. Because obviously it gives us a boost, right? Like knowing that Branthwaite's not there, it's thing. Obviously, Tarkowski's tried and tested meat and potatoes centre-back. It'll be tough from set pieces and stuff, but yeah, Branthwaite's a level up, I would say. So he's not playing. That's good. That's good for us. 2-0, I said. I could easily see a draw just because I think we haven't scored a lot in pre-season and we drew a lot of games already. So Yeah, maybe a draw. But would that be a bad thing? Probably not. But I'd rather, if we get off with a win, Jack, I'm already going, right, 9 more wins. 9 more wins. Come on, let's go. Do you know what I mean? And we can get that. We can get that. I believe that, honestly.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, defo. I will be doing a watch along, mate. Yeah, I'm going to be live at 7:30. Regardless of what happens now, I am actually going to take a break. I don't think I've moved from this fucking chair today. So yeah, no wonder I've got a bad back. But yeah, listen, go check out City of Leeds fans. If one of the mods can put it in the chat for me, please, that'd be great. Premier League football's back. Yeah, I'm so excited. Fantasy Prem teams in and everything. But yeah, folks, we shall leave it there, and I will see you later on tonight. Peace out, folks. Bye-bye.